Hi, I'm Sean. Let me show you the base. These are our external TCs. They're honeycombed and there's 3 of them. You can change them to however you want, but this is just how I do them. These are also disconnectable TCs, so that way you can replace your main TC if you need. Coming through our gate, you can see our peaks looking in. And real quick, while I'm out here, let me show you. If a raider does decide to go through a compound wall, like this, they'll be forced to not go through this side because the compound wall or the walls are too close to each other. Over here, you have to push through, and there's a shotgun trap watching. So we had a little large furnace shoddy trap thing, or funnel wall. And here we have compound beds. This is the gatehouse I showed you earlier. And then there's also our auto turrets behind 2 layers of chain link fence. Coming in through the front door, we have our shell, where you can see our inner peak downs and everything. We have 3 sets of breach peaks and turrets in here as well, just so you can use for raid defense. And on these, there's also respawns, plenty of room for boxes, and they also serve as mobility chutes going through our open core, which we'll look at in a second. Coming through our front door, we can see our starter unit, and here, it's really cheap and easy to build, and it expands out nicely to have a lot of storage. This is our main TC upkeep. Coming up here, we have the extended starter. This is really well honeycombed, so it's quite expensive to get in through here. And then we finally get to our open core with our 3 main bunkers and loot storage. This is what they look like, and you can replace them super easily. Very nice. Again, these chutes are the ones we saw earlier. These continue up into shooting floor and eventually to roof, but I'll show you those in a second. Coming up through the middle, we have our shooting floor beds area. You can fit plenty of beds, plenty of loot in here. And coming up a little further, we have our roof, which I'll show you again in a second. Coming out into our shooting floor, we have the mobility chutes from earlier. Connect nicely. Nice wide gap shooting floor, as well as inner peak downs. You can use these both ways. We also have these auto turrets watching, and then as a reminder, if you don't know, you can't actually damage people through 2 layers of chain link fence. So this allows you to pre-aim and then open your door and peek how you want to, while also seeing where they are without getting hurt. Coming up our jump up, we've got 3 sets of roof peaks here. Optional 3 more sets of roof beds. And then coming out this door here, we have our roof, which is pretty simple, as well as our heli garage, what we saw earlier. This is our shooting floor respawns. We also have turrets on the roof, which should keep it protected. You can add more if you want. And yeah, that's it. Alright, let's get into it. This base is super easy. I'm going to use B grade to help me build this a little faster for you. If you need to slow it down at any point, you can just go into the gear cog at the bottom, and you should be able to slow down the video. Alright, so right here, we just put a TC. Eventually you can put like some furnaces in here, a bag, a box, make sure you have room for a box. But yeah, this is the small starter. And then we can expand it out whenever you're ready to. Goes just like this. I'll put an airlock in there. This is going to become our jump up area. Right, and then we'll just floor it all off. I'm not going to go over deployables because you can just watch the walkthrough again and everything should make sense. But it'll look like this. You can optionally have a window here if you want. It's just going to be a little bit more honeycomb than, like, if they blow through this side, they won't be able to get in normally. Going up, we're going to be adding a little bit more storage. And hopefully this will be enough storage to last us until we have our open core down. But if it's not, that's okay, because we can add a little bit more as well. And here you can also add ramps if you want even more honeycomb. That's how I've been building it my last few times. And then the very last 4 that we'll do before working on external TCs, this is going to become our open core eventually. This is where we have our jump up here. We're just going to keep it going like that. Actually, that's not right. The jump up is gonna go straight up here. This is supposed to be like that, my bad. Alright, cool. This is that extra loot space I was telling you about. Just fit those in. Spam frames everywhere you can. And there is going to be our level 3 workbench. And if you want, we can actually keep going. I haven't done it like this yet in a wipe, but you absolutely can if you want some respawns at the top, which is honestly a good idea. Yeah, this looks good. You're going to put your lockers in there and there. Beds everywhere else. Alright, now we're actually ready to start working on our external TCs. So the way it works is on these little guys here, we're going to do a wide gap. So I think the way we have it is a square here. And then you do half moons back, like that. Then we have to break all of these, just so we can get those down, and then we can replace these. And so these are eventually going to become our compound respawns. It'll look like this with the shotgun straps, if you remember from the walkthrough. And we're just going to do it on 3 sides. Real quick, let me connect these. You can place these frames however you'd like, but make sure that in some shape or form this is connected. It'll be like this, right? And then coming off of this, this is eventually going to connect. I'm not worried about it right now though. We'll do it in a bit. Actually, we have a full frame here. Yeah, that's right. That'll connect eventually. We don't have to connect it yet. I'm just going to rinse and repeat this. Should be a little more clear how I do this part. Making sure everything's connected. And again, this is going to connect very, very soon. We just haven't done it yet. We have to do these wide gap parts first before we can do the actual external TCs. Otherwise, we won't be able to place the foundations. Okay, we are close. Alright, that's wrong. Alright, so now all the sides are symmetrical. This is what it looks like, looking good. Let's get our external TCs down. The way I always do this, we have our TC placed in the middle, I believe. Perfect. The way I always do these is it's 7 squares out and then a triangle at the end. But if you want to be able to demolish, you have to do it a little weird. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a triangle, right? Then we half moon back as far as we can. I think it's like right here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I would put that triangle. And then just do our triangles back. And then it'll connect real nice like this. Then on this side, I believe it's 2 squares like this. Another or not square, we do here, and then another 2 squares. And then that should be the way to do it. And here we can have our peaks, 2 half walls on this part. And then let me get myself tool cupboards. I need 2, 3. You just place these in here however you want. I like having room to have like a bed or something in there. And then to connect these, it's quite simple. Just like that. So then now this whole part won't decay, and we're set up pretty nice right now, which is awesome. Okay, Let's do the same thing one more time, that way you understand it. 1, 2, 3, 4, a triangle. Triangles back. 5, 6, 7. Let me do max Gibbs -1. Okay, maybe that'll work. Right, 2 squares. Right, and a nice little TC. Very cool. Again, don't forget to connect these. You don't want your base decaying after already using resources on it. Alright, and then the last side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6, 7. Uh-oh. Okay. 1, 2. Oh man, I don't know how that keeps happening. 2. Perfect. Okay, that wall is wrong. Please don't post that. I'll fix it in a second. This has to be 2 half walls, otherwise the disconnectable won't work. Alright, and now we are set up nicely. You got 2 doors, you can put beds in there, whatever you need. And after you place these, then we can connect everything else. So the way this connects is a little weird, admittedly. What you're going to do is you're going to place it like this, and then connect. Oh, and I completely forgot this step, my bad. Do it in this order, like, let me restart here. Do it in this order. Just like that. That way it's connected, nothing will decay now, and then these will come in handy later. So again, half wall, full, and then connect everything up, and then we're good. So now all of our external TCs are done, all the connections are finished, we're up pretty good right now, everything's looking nice. Let's do our gatehouses now so we can have a compound and maybe get some large furnaces going. Just like this. I'm going to build this to full, that way you know what it looks like, and then I'll show you maybe a better way to build it in your actual wipe. You want to place these frames just like so, and then we're going to be ready to go on this side for the high walls. Now let me show you a better way to build these, that way it's a little more cost efficient. You're just going to build it like this, and then you're going to place your high walls. And honestly, this will work really nicely. This is, it's faster, so that way you don't have to spend resources on doing a fully furnished gatehouse. Instead, you can just do this. But whenever it is time to actually finish these up, make sure you're placing everything. Especially these. Those are really important. That way we can get our barricades on them later, which I'll show you how to do in a second. And then this side, I'm just going to do the completion again. Alright, cool. I think we're good. Whenever it's finally time to add the frames, you can place that, because that's how it's going to be later. And then connect these. Break the triangle. This is terrain specific, don't do this if it's a problem, but that way we can have our chain link fence set up. It'll be nice. Let's get walls down. How many walls do we need? 2, 4. Okay, it's 12 walls, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2. Oh. You're gonna come to these sides and then place the wall parallel to this wall as if it's just continuing forward. And then the second wall, just as close as you can get it. Not making problems. It should fit comfortably on most terrains. If it's a problem, you can just add a few more walls. It's never that big of a deal. Okay, I think we are done. Nice, let me just throw that out. Next thing is going to be large furnaces to finish up the compound. I think it's just 6. And then what you do is you stand on these, like, I call this a shallow bend, because if I'm walking this way here, it's shallower than like this, I guess. I don't know how to explain this. The divot. Stand here. I'm so bad at explaining this. Stand here, get your large furnace out, and then get it like pretty high. You can get on this triangle. Get it pretty high so they can't jump on it, and then make it where this gap right there is as big as you can without them being able to fit through it. So you definitely can't fit through that, but you can still fit through here, and that's where our shotgun trap's gonna go. So we do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm standing on the same platform I placed this one on. I'm just looking the other way, walking forward, and I'm gonna call that good enough. Again, you really want them to be able to fit through this. That way the shotgun trap will either stop them or it'll create a very small funnel for you to have to hold. Imagine they're trying to come back in like nakeds or something. All you have to hold is this, you know, or on the other side like this on your breach peak, this breach peak. Yeah, this one doesn't work as well, but you know what I mean. And then you're going to do this on all the sides. I'll keep showing you how I do it just so maybe you get a better idea of it. I'm sorry if I didn't do a good job of explaining it. It is not an easy thing to explain. Something like that. That's good. That's good. Alright, that's all of our large furnaces placed. So now our compound is really done. Everything is placed. Everything is in order. Even these things are already hard to walk through. Sorry for the Discord notification. That was mine. Okay, now we can start working on the shell of the base, and this is where things gonna get really nice. So B grade 3 on our like full circle bits, the multi-TC areas, we can have breach peaks. Just like this, and we're gonna repeat it on all the sides. You just need to make sure you're placing this triangle and then leaving one of these like twig, like one of these roofs twig. That way you can like, let me see if I can demonstrate this. B grade 0. Place it like this, it won't connect. You can still use your peak. You can upgrade this to wood if you really like. That way these peaks are still usable, and then you can place your auto turret. That's another thing I should show you. Don't place your auto turret all the way back here. It won't work. Place it forward. Just like this. It's literally just a space saver. That's it. And yeah, that's it. This way you can place the auto turret. That's why I was leaving this twig. Now let me put B grade back on, and we will continue. I guess I'll just do these. Okay. We're also gonna put. You know what? I guess yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do these in this order. I'm gonna show you this entire like jump up fob. I wasn't sure how I wanted to show it, but let's do it like this. Put a bunch of half walls there. This is gonna be our jump up that we're seeing earlier. I fully wall this off, and then that's gonna be our boxes coming off from the inside here. Make sure all these floors are coming off of the main TC. It's for the bunker to work, so don't mess that part up. It's quite important. This bunker can then be fully walled in. It'll look just like that. And honestly, you can stop at this point and just move your loot in here if you want to get off for the night. Build up to this point, throw your stuff in there. I'm just going to do that on all the sides now. That way you can get an idea for what I would be comfortable logging off with. Again, I built this base a couple times in wipe, and I learned a lot each time. So I'm going to try to show you everything I learned to keep you from getting raided. Specifically to prevent getting soft-sided raided, which is normally pretty easy to do with things like breach peaks and with floors, especially when we have bunkers like this. This floor here can be soft-sided pretty easily, so make sure we're upgrading at least these to at least metal. If you get high quality, it'd be good too. And then also putting embrasures on the breach peak windows, absolutely vital if you're getting off for the night, because they can sit in here and pick out that window there and then get in and then pick out this floor here and then pick through this floor here. Someone's gonna watch this video and be like, I did that. And yeah, it happened to me on a wipe and it was really sad. So alright, breach peaks again, windows again. I didn't really say anything about this. These have to be low walls. You can't put a half wall or a full wall here. This will not work. Put a low wall on both sides. It's so the bunker will actually work. We do not want the bunker to not work. Okay. Right there, and then the bunker, and there it is. So now we have 3 bunkers set up. To open them again, you just place this, and that's it. That is it. You place 3 boxes in here if you're feeling good. Move all your loot in there, get off for the night, and make sure it's upgraded and a little safe. And for the most part, you're okay. Like, door off this whole deal here. Make sure they can't get in underneath it, and you should be good. Your loot should be safe. It's in a good spot. Better than it inside your base. Alternatively, you can put it on your 2nd floor. This is also a really safe place because of how many walls it takes to get in here. They have to go into this part, then go in here, break the ramp, and then they can get in. Really expensive, right? So whichever thing you want to do. Let me change the time of day. Something a little easier to see. And then turn B grade back on and we'll continue. Okay. So we can fully seal off our open core at this point. Look like that. And then I like to close up this top gap. You could have done this earlier. It's a little weird to place. I'm placing it off of that, so there's a gap here now. That way they really just can't see in this at all. It's gonna be really hard for them. If this is stone, they definitely can't see in it. Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna place them all like that. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, cool. And then, yeah, that's gonna be sealed off. We'll do the same thing over here. You have to open the bunker in order to place this floor. It's a little weird, but oh. There we go. Okay. Cool. One more side. Cool, cool. Right, now our open core is fully sectioned off. It's up to you if you want to move loot in right now. It's a little cheap to get in, so probably shouldn't. These are going to become jump ups here later. But you can add like as many doors as you want there. I'm just going to come back around to this later. Let's get our shell up so it's a little more cozy. Just like that. And then these frames you want to carry up as well. We're in our shooting floor area now. The way I place these floors is optional. You don't have to have this gap if you want, but it makes it a little easier, so you can section off your shooting floor with these. And then we window spam. come to think of it, this is supposed to be a half wall and a window. That way we have that roof peak there. You can't put this here, but that's okay, you don't need it. And let's go repeat the same process again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Some of this business. Oh. Okay. Cool. One more time. So it's great. One of the things I love about this base is this expansion here, which is a really big one. This makes massive change in how easy it is to defend your base. Is not expensive at all. It's just my favorite thing. You can go out, farm an inventory, come back and build like most of this. The most expensive part's going to be this whole window area here up top. But getting your shell up, mad easy. We can go ahead and section our stuff off. You place a bunch of doors. My rule of thumb is that I place like as many doors and shooting floor as I can, just to keep people from getting full control when they do blow in your shooting floor, which is inevitable in a base like this. They'll want to get in the shooting floor because it's just so much control. Section it off so they can't get everything, and you can still easily defend the raid. Oh, this is the side that I messed up on. We do this. Alright, looking good. Don't place that triangle. That stability was horrible. We don't want that. Okay. Cool. And I think we're looking good right now. Shooting floor is pretty much sealed off. At this point, you can add. Actually, let's do this. We finished this whole path. Some more doors. Do the same over here. One more time. Cool, there it is. And then in the middle, this is also optional. You can change it up if you want, but this is a heli garage. You can fit it in. It's not the most comfortable fit in the world, but it works, and that's what matters, right? So I'm just gonna keep it how it is here. Put roofs. We're so close. I'm just supposed to make this to being done. Then up here we have the turret pods. And I think that's actually everything placed. Real quick, with these frames, you can place a shop front on there. They're not supposed to be left open because that would be kind of weird. And then in here, this is supposed to be an airlock. That way you can get in, close more doors, do whatever you need to do, cost more to raid, yada yada. Let me see if there's anything else that I haven't done. But I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Oh, I guess I'll show you this. So the reason these beds work, you might have trouble if you try them by yourself. These are like multi-T-seed. So this gap is bigger than natural. This is not normal. So what you're able to do because of that is place two beds like this. Normally you'd have to place them really weird. This fits very comfortably because of that little gap. This is probably one of the weakest points because if they wanted to, they could spray out your bed. It would take a little bit because that's a very small gap. That's not too bad, but they could rocket it out. They could shoot him out, whatever. Oh, that's one thing I missed. Optional. I'm gonna do it on the other side. Optional. Boom, bedroom there. That's also a good idea if you want that. It's safer than these beds. It's in the same vicinity. If you don't want these, you'll still have these. So, yeah, And you'll also still have these so many opportunities. Let me show you how to do the barricades because I still haven't shown you how to do that yet. The way that I've been doing them places them like this, so it's just 2 per side. If you have problems with people laddering in, because this is quite easy to ladder in. Okay, this is bad. B grid 0 and a ladder. It is pretty easy to ladder in. You just like place it like this, and then you get up, and then yeah, I mean it's so easy. So what you do to prevent this is the industrial lights, or you can get like sirens, branches, anything like this. It's just the industrial lights are so much cheaper to craft. You get them in one of the DLCs, you place them like this, and then no one can build here anymore. The only way they can get in is if they literally just ladder like directly on here. So yeah, that's the entire base. I hope this tutorial was like clear enough. If you have questions, go to my Discord and ask me them there. The link to it is in the description. And yeah, see ya.